Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we had the boys on. We had Giancarlo and Angel on to recap semi-pro. We did a draft, we recapped semi-pro, and we finished with questions from the people. One thing I want to say before we get into the episode, I'm starting a series starting Thursday with Shake and Bake, where I'm going to have 2 to 3 people on from every single semi-pro franchise to talk about their experience throughout the season. That's it. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today I got the boys on, Angel and Giancarlo. Boys, how we doing?
What up?
Going on? Doing good.
Busy work day. Finalizing all the semi-pro stuff from this weekend and getting that email out took a decent amount, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Angel?
I'm doing good. Had the day off, decided to chill, recover a little bit from Saturday. And then I had the kids yesterday, so, it's pretty nice.
Nice.
I didn't even play and I felt like I was sore.
You didn't play at all?
No, not at all.
I thought I saw you in a game.
I did. We were up 3-1 against Sauce, and Noah was tired, and I think it was like Alan's turn to sit, and I was like, I'll just hop on the court. It's 3-1. It's not going to matter. And I threw a 60-foot catch on my only throw. Like, I didn't even step into it. I just kind of turned. I threw it right into. I was like, this will curve, and Gio just caught it like it was nothing. I was like, okay, I'll go sit down.
If I was on your team, I would have told all of us to step off the court, but I wouldn't have told you until the game started, and then it's just you 1-on-6.
And seeing how hard I tried, I probably would have just stood there. I probably would not have done anything too crazy.
Double catch?
If they both throw it when I'm standing up and I don't have to move, if they to throw one in my chest, maybe.
Handstand?
Yeah, it's spit on my head maybe too.
Handstand is crazy.
I did a handstand on Saturday and I got hit, but I did a handstand on Wednesday at Nutmeg, and the ball hit the top part of my wrist and just popped straight up, and it was a catch. And there's no way I could recreate that again.
Yeah, that's nope. No,
I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, I was playing probably, right?
Oh, actually, you know what? It wasn't Wednesday. It was Monday, Angel.
Oh, when my glasses got destroyed? Yeah. Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah. But yeah, your boy is a little sore, a little tired. Turf toe got re-aggravated. That is not fun.
Oh. That sounds painful.
I think I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Your Tonley fans.
My Tonley fans?
Yeah.
No, I took my shoe off. I'm trying to stretch it out. Meredith is behind me taking pictures of my feet for free. So it's going to end up on some website probably.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep. For sure.
All right, boys, let's get into some games for this weekend. So what we'll do is we'll banter about some NFL games. Then our draft will do NBA. We'll do teams that we think will win the NBA finals. Are we ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What game do we want to talk about first? Angel, Giants, or Giancarlo, Jets?
We can go Giants.
Yeah, I'll talk about the Giants game. Let's see here. Well, at least we're 1-1, right? Let's just talk about that. We're just 1-1 at there. I do think some calls were kind of absurd. Like the Jalen Hurts tush push strip. I think that was actually a fumble, but
that was
we'll let that one slide, I guess. I do think the Scadaboo injury though I don't think it was intentional, but I think it was kind of like
it was a dirty tackle.
It was kind of dirty. Yeah.
Do you think so?
It was a hip drop. If you look at the
hip drop tackle, dude, that's tough, dude.
I think the issue with his injury is he didn't really have anywhere to go. So when he went down, it looked like he wanted to get right back up. And I think if he just fell down and just accepted he was going to get tackled, that it wouldn't have made it any worse. And I think that's why you saw the dislocation.
Yeah.
But I'm not a doctor. No. That was nasty.
You should watch it back. If you watch,
dude literally sat he grabbed him and sat down.
Yeah,
he just dropped.
There's a video
on
X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and it's what are your thoughts on this tackle? And slows it down. You see the hip drop. You don't really see the ankle till after the fact when he goes and tries to pop it back into his place himself, and you look at it, it's oh,
yeah,
yeah, Yeah.
Literally our best offensive player gone.
Yeah, the frat
So,
boy season's over.
it's over.
Just as
It
it
was
was
short. It
starting.
was short lived. Let's just say that short lived.
CTE boys.
Oh no,
Giants
I
won
do
the
believe
Super
he's gonna
Bowl
take
like 2 weeks
CTE.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they were exciting to watch. I mean, the bright side is like obviously you lose to the Eagles, whatever, and losing Scat's probably worse.
Yeah.
But like you know you have your quarterback at this point. Like he looks good, and he looks like he looks calm. He's gonna make rookie mistakes, but like at least you guys have a quarterback. You have like he could be the
Yeah, it's
quarterback of the
promising.
future.
He's very promising, I'll tell you. Like seeing him like Daniel, the comparison between Daniel Jones and Jackson Dart are far different. Like I'm glad that Daniel Jones is in Indiana. I mean in Indianapolis and just going crazy, right? But like Jackson Dart is a monster. Like
Yeah,
even with no line that the line that we have in him for him to perform the way he is, like I can see a promising future with him on the Giants.
I bench him if I'm the Giants. I give up on the
Oh, for
season.
the rest of the season for sure. Yeah, I
Rest of
would
the
too.
season, bench him.
I would. At
Having
least,
no
or either that,
neighbors,
give
having no
him,
scat, get him out of there
yeah,
before he gets hurt.
either that or give him some reps, like some reps, not a lot, at least
Yeah.
just to get his feet wet still, and then like next season, like go full,
Yeah,
full.
not yeah. He obviously needs to learn and make through these rookie mistakes, but I'd be so scared with that line and not having the
Yeah.
weapons he has now of like
Oh,
another injury coming out.
we're cooked for sure.
It's like a Drake May situation last year where dude definitely got 2 concussions because the Patriots O line was trash.
But look at him
Look at him
now.
now. Look at him now. Exactly. He's
Yeah.
cooking.
Yeah.
He's cooking, man.
I'm calling this right now. So I said this last year on my pod. Well, I guess earlier this year on my pod when it was just sports. But I was talking about the Commanders and how lucky they were every single week for the games that they won, the comebacks that they had, their fourth down conversion rates. And I was like, there's going to be a crazy regression. And when they play like an actual team in the playoffs, they will get cooked. So they
Oh
play
yeah.
the Lions, they outscored them. Okay, they're the Lions. Like they're not known for their defense, and then they get cooked by the Eagles. But this is what I'm saying for next year. Watch out for the Patriots because the Patriots defense or the Patriots teams that they've been playing are trash, like trash, trash, trash. And
They're
I
like
know you always
Competitive.
hear like the
Right.
second year regression. Next year, though, I feel like you're going to get that second year regression in his third year, technically, but just because the teams that he will be playing next year, because the schedule will
so
be
much
different.
better. Yeah. Yeah, their
Yeah.
strength of schedule is like a joke this year compared to if you look at I wanted to say like it was like their first 4 weeks, the teams they were playing had like a combined like 3 wins.
It was a cakewalk. Yeah. Like,
Really bad.
like comparison to the Giants, we have probably one of the hardest. We played some really some dogs early on. So like
I
the Chargers,
saw
we had the Chiefs, the Eagles, some good teams. So
I saw a stat last week that they still have the toughest remaining schedule.
that's insane. That's insane. Yeah, bench Dart now, please.
Rusty time.
Yeah, keep him.
For
Let
fantasy
him ride.
purposes, for our dynasty league, I'd like that.
You know who I want to see out there?
Ooh.
Come
Jameis.
on, he's already on the team. Yeah,
Jameis
Jameis.
Winston.
Listen,
Yeah.
Jameis time, baby.
I still have them. I have them anyway. I have them both.
Let's see some dubs.
That
I would
dynasty.
want him. I want to see him throw the ball again, especially in like the actual game settings, not preseason. I do believe he's a starter in another team, like in another like shit team that doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
I do
poverty
believe he's a
franchise
starter.
that like yeah, they just need a
Yeah,
quarterback until they can get the first
yeah.
overall pick, like the Jets.
Before the Bengals traded for him, I would have loved to see him on the Bengals.
Instead of
Or
Flacco.
for Flacco, yeah.
Yeah, and that would just be deep ball after deep ball after deep ball. He just, I mean, Flacco looks
Hey,
good down
I'm
there.
okay with the watch. Yeah, Flacco is doing his thing over there for sure, but I'm sure Jameis Winston would do the same.
Yeah, they just need somebody to target Jamar Chase 30 times in a game, and you're fine.
Fuck it, Jamar Chase down this summer.
Yeah.
All right, Giancarlo, how about your Jets? How are we feeling about the Jets? First dub?
Dude, 10-7. That's it. We
10
gotta
and
win. We're going
7. Yo,
10-7
we
now.
win out here.
Absolutely not. Yeah, for Nick Mangold. No,
Recipes.
I was at one of my boys' houses and we were watching a game. We were kind of like talking about it, joking around. Like, there's delusional Jet fans out there that think like this was a turning point and we can go like 10-7. Like, there's got to be fans out there that think that. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, Justin Fields showed what he showed week 1, but like, it's 1 week. When's it gonna happen again? 6 weeks from now. We have the
He
bye coming
literally
up.
pretty much got benched like 4 days ago by the
Yeah,
owner.
and then Tyrod Taylor got hurt, and then there he was, and he started off hot. Like, he looked good, but like.
Yeah.
I don't know. The defense could not stop anything the first half, first 3 quarters, really. And we go into the fourth, and it's like, okay, like we're going for two, we're making this like small comeback. And even I had no faith. And it was like, Oh, like the 2 point conversion where I think it was Mason Taylor who like reached in out of the end zone, like barely toe tapped in. When we scored that as Fields was falling, I was like, huh. Well, our defense is going to stop him. It's not going to matter. And then when the defense stopped him, I was like, oh, like, are we going to win a game? I was preparing for 0-17, honestly.
Damn.
Like,
Damn.
just it's just whatever. Like, I'm at the point where it's like, like,
That's how I used to feel about the Knicks every single year until like 2022.
yeah,
Because 2020 they did all right, 2021 they did all right. I'm like, all right, like 2 years, I think I can change my attitude about this team.
yeah. But yeah, I was at the point where I was like, I don't want to win a lot of games because I don't think we have a quarterback of our future. I think we have a lot of offensive weapons. Like,
Mm.
and but it's like if we're gonna keep losing, we're probably gonna trade Brees. Um, so it's kind of like in that in between. But I think we're not as close as to contending as like everyone kind of thought we were when we got Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields and everything. Like we definitely have the weapons for it, but like I don't know. Our play calling also is terrible this year. I hate our play calling.
Yeah, it's rough watching the Jets, honestly. Like even the
Yeah.
beginning,
Well,
the first couple games.
even when it was 39-38 and we took the lead and there's like 2 minutes left and Flacco's going to the locker room, I'm like, all right, he's gonna go take a shit and then he's gonna come back and lead them to a fourth quarter comeback. Like, a minute drill. Like not even 2 minutes. He'll come in with a minute left and that's it. They're gonna kick a game winning field goal and we're gonna lose and it'll be like jet fashion. Um, but we held out and I was like, oh, like after the game ended, we kind of all just like looked at each other like, oh, like we just won a game. Like,
Didn't know how to react.
yeah, it was like, okay, like
Learning how to high five for the first time, like
yeah.
10 years.
And then it's like we have like our guys chat, like me, Chris Brand, Brett, and we're all, I'm like, oh, let's go. Like we're all like, I can't believe what we just watched. Like, how do we pull this off?
Damn, Knicks got a dub before the Jets.
Yeah, but like that's
Damn.
expected. I feel like honestly, like that was expected at this point. Like after week one and we lost that week one game, and then like after that week two, we looked like we didn't know how to run an offense, and then our defense sucked. I was like, all right, okay, season's over. When's Knicks basketball start?
I mean, I feel like the thing though about like new coaches and like especially for college, but it always takes like 2 years. Like, new coach comes in there, you want to develop your culture. It's kind of your guys in there, but not all of your guys. You want to get
Yeah,
some people out, but
I
contracts
don't know.
wise, you can't make it work.
I feel like even then though, even if it might take a year or two, you kind of know like pretty early on if it's like your coach or if it's gonna be the coach for the Jets. And I'm at the point where like honestly, like Woody Johnson just needs to go. Like we just need to get rid of him. Like I don't know. Like as long as he's there, I'm not gonna have faith in this team. So
Yeah, I agree.
No, I can agree with that. Do we want to talk about any other NFL games before we get into this draft?
I mean, I thought most of the games were pretty straightforward,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
I don't think there was any like crazy upsets or crazy like blowouts that really need to be like discussed, I guess.
Are the Colts for real? 1 seed?
they look good. They look. I mean, they have the most points scored in the NFL right now, or if
I'm
not
sure.
more.
Yeah,
So they're
I'm sure they
definitely
do.
top three.
They look good, but I think when it comes to playoff time, that's what give Daniel Jones his true test,
Yeah, so that's
honestly.
the thing. They don't have a lot of playoff experience. Let's see. Let's see what happens then.
Yeah. I do
Yeah.
think they'll make the playoffs for sure.
Oh, for
100%. That's a
sure.
great turnaround that they had this season. But I think once it really matters, then we'll see what happens. So
Jonathan Taylor's so fucking good. Three
he really
touchdowns
is.
again, bro.
What's his
He's
third game this year or something like that with 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, I was playing against him in fantasy this week, and I was playing my cousin, and obviously I lost. And I was like, bro, I just got Jonathan Taylor. Like, what the fuck? I had no chance.
no,
Yeah.
they're cooking. They're
Yeah.
cooking.
Yeah, I guess the only game I was like shocked about the outcome, obviously outside of the Jet game, was probably the Dolphins Falcons game. I
Yeah.
didn't, I
I,
every post game press conference Tua talks in, I'm like, this guy just needs to retire and get off the field. And the next tackle could just be his last. He already has CTE. Like,
true.
I think he needs to get tackled one time really fucking hard again, and it's just gonna flip whatever's going on in his
just flip the
brain.
switch back and he'll
And
be back to normal.
yeah,
Back
it's
to
gonna
the
be like
story
the
of the Tyreek
SpongeBob
Hill.
meme. SpongeBob
Yeah.
meme. Hi, how are you? Like, it's just gonna completely flip in his brain, and then he's gonna be good.
Yeah, they had a good. I didn't expect them to have a good game. And then like Tucker Kraft went off last night.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he almost made my parlay
Yeah.
hit, and I missed it by 2 yards.
Oh,
It
the
was
worst.
like it was like a national tight end day parlay that I was trailing. It was like 275 yards and 4 touchdowns, and it was like Kraft, Mark Andrews, Kittle, and another guy who didn't do shit. But Kraft almost did it all himself. I was like, oh, okay.
Damn. That
Sean had a
sucked.
crazy one yesterday. It was like Dallas Goedert 2 touchdowns, Tucker Kraft 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they both. Yeah, because I saw there's a popular one. There was a popular one going around yesterday. It was Goddard, Williams, and Kraft for two each.
Mm,
Um,
Jesus,
Robbie
that's
like
crazy.
doesn't bet, but took one of our friends' phones and just picked the games for the whole game slate, and it was $10 to win like 3K. And the only game they have left is the game tonight. Everything else is hit so far. And
That's
I don't know
no.
what the payout is, but I'm like, Robbie, like, why didn't you just bet this yourself? Like, you just took some like one of our
You
boys'
better
phones.
give him like a couple hundred for that, honestly.
Like,
That's pays out, honestly.
like I'm like, like, and like also like Robbie, what are you doing? Like, what made you pick these? He's like, I don't know. I just looked at it and I picked, and
Does he
everything's
even
hit
watch
so far.
football?
Yeah, he watches football. Not a lot. Like he's, like when we go and we'll do Sunday football stuff. He's not like sitting there like, oh, like I'm not getting on the game right now. I'm watching a Jet game or something. Um, but yeah, we were sitting at softball last night and I was umpiring and he's sitting there and he's like, oh, look at his phone. Look what I have left. And it was like at the time the game was going on between the Packers and the Steelers, or it was just starting, and the cash out was $10 to cash out for like 150. So cash out is probably like split down the middle. It's probably right now for 1,500 because there's one game left, but they're gonna let it ride.
That's sick.
Um,
Damn. I mean, I'm at least hedging, you know?
yeah, I'm probably cashing out here and then putting like 500 on the, not 500, it's probably way too much, but I'm probably cashing out and then putting like money on like the Chiefs to win or whatever he had in that parlay.
That's what I would do. I would just cash out the 1,500, honestly.
Cash
Like,
out the 1,500 and then put like 200 on whatever team you think's gonna win and call it a day.
yeah, yeah, on the big turnaround right now for just $10. Yeah, 100%. I'm
That was
taking the 15.
my first bet back into sports betting because I stopped for a while. I put like $20 down and I hit a $1,200 parlay. And I'm like, all right, I had my fun. Like I'm gonna
Yep.
cash out. I cashed out a
Yep.
thousand and I left 200 of funny money in there. And I'm like, whatever. Like if I win with this, it's great. And if not, I made $1,000.
You were telling me this crazy story back in the day, Giancarlo, and it just made me remember this about like losing $800 on like ping pong or
I
something
didn't
like
lose
that.
it. I didn't lose it. But my first ever bet in Connecticut, because it wasn't legal in New York when I first moved up there for the year, I bet $5 to win like 400. And it was one of the 49ers running backs, one of like the nobodies who like just it was like whatever, like they're gonna have a game. I think it was Eli Mitchell's like big game, and his first big game.
Mm.
So it was like a big parlay with that, and I had won like $800 on a $5 bet. I was like, this is sick. And then it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm sports betting, and in Connecticut you can play with the blackjack, so I'm playing blackjack like dollar bets with that money, and then I'm like, you know what, like it's minus 1,000 these odds right now. I'm just gonna put 750 on it. Like I'm making money. Like it's not a lot, but like it's another 50, $60. Like it's easy money. Like let me do it. And I started dozing off, and 20 minutes later, they're even. And I was like
Ooh.
stressing the fuck out. I was like, this is it. I'm no longer, I'm not playing blackjack. I'm like trying to find an illegal stream to watch the game.
Yep.
And it ended up the person I bet won. So I did it all. I stressed out for like $60. And I'm like, this is not worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
that's when I
hilarious.
realized that I should not go and bet at like 4 a.m.
Was it ping pong?
No, it was tennis
Oh, it was
in
tennis.
like China at like 4 a.m.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
It was
damn,
like nobody's. I had no
bro.
clue who either person was.
He's
Like,
up at like 3:30 in the morning, like,
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I need to
But
find a
not
game to
even
bet
that.
on. I need to
I'm
find a
like
game to bet
pacing.
on.
I'm like pacing in my apartment. I'm out on the balcony on the 6th floor, like watching the bet. Like, is he gonna hit? Is he gonna hit? Are they gonna come back? Like, yeah, that was
That's
bad.
hilarious.
That was
He's
bad.
chain smoking cigarettes.
That was bad.
Oh shit.
But that's when I
Uh,
realized like
That's hilarious.
it's not worth it.
no, hell no. All right, boys. Giancarlo has a hard out in an hour, so let's knock this shit out. Let's do a draft and then get into some dodgeball. So the draft today is teams that we think will win the NBA Finals. You guys are my guests. You guys, one of you guys goes first. I go last. Who wants to go first?
I'll give it to you, Angel.
How many do we pick? Are we just picking one team or are we picking multiple?
We'll do a 3-round snake draft.
3 rounds. I guess I'll take the easy way out then. I'm going with the Thunder.
That easy way out. Um,
Honestly, yeah.
I I'm gonna go to the Knicks because I know Ryan's gonna take him, and I'm not gonna
Damn, bro.
Ryan.
Dude, I don't even watch basketball.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I don't take him now, I'm not getting him on my wraparound. So
Yeah, you aren't gonna get that. All right, all right, all right, all right. I will go with the Denver Nuggets
Okay.
because I think that is the second best team in the West. I think they will give OKC the best run for the money, maybe the best. We don't know yet. And then for the East, I will go the second best team, I think, as well. I will go the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
expect. Back to me. I I'm gonna use my I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves. I think
Okay.
they're probably the third best.
Wow.
I think they're probably the third best. They made a good run last year. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves.
Did you see that Anthony Edwards is out 2 weeks?
Okay, it's 2 weeks. It's not the playoffs.
No, I'm just just throwing it out there.
Yeah, sure. Okay. LeBron's out for how long?
Forever,
Month
bro.
forever. It might be real soon.
All right, Angel on the back to back.
I would love to pick Boston, but that's not going to be the case this year because we're just down tremendous. I do think the 76ers have a good shot on the East, so I'll pick them. And then to bring it back to the third round, the Spurs. I do
Damn, I
think that
thought
they
they were gonna
will.
Oh, I was
last.
gonna go there.
I was
Yeah,
gonna go with the Spurs in my
yeah.
second. I'm like, they're gonna last this
I
long.
honestly was gonna think about picking them first, and I kind of regret like those Thunders or Spurs, and I'm like, I'm glad none of you guys picked the Spurs. 'Cause I do
Yeah,
believe
I thought I
they
could
will.
get Spurs on my third. Wemby looks insane
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
MVP. Calling it right now. I think he'll win it
Dude,
if he keeps
7
his
blocks in
pace.
20 minutes is insane. He ended with
Stupid.
9 in that game, but like he just looks
Oh,
so
so
good.
good. It's crazy.
What we do have to trade to get Wemby? Like
Your
Five,
roster,
five
your
everything?
first,
roster.
five
Yeah,
first, five first. Oh, your last 3 first round picks that you just took that are young and whatever superstar you have.
I think you can trade
Justin
out
Young.
7 years, so you have to do like 7 first round
Well,
picks.
they also you can't trade at back-to-back years, right?
Oh yeah, the alter. Yeah, yeah. So it would have to be every first round that you can, then every swap like possible, all your
that's
Possible.
tough.
seconds. Like
Plus,
Like,
plus, you have to give him something in return too. I'm assuming too, like young talent. Like,
I think the Spurs know well enough that they'll never trade
yeah,
Wemby.
he's not
They'll
going
probably
anywhere. And they
franchise
have
tag
such a
him. It's over.
young core. They have such a
Oh, they
young
do.
core of players. Like they
That
are going to
roster is
be.
disgusting.
They're gonna. They. It's like the Thunder from a couple years ago, and you see how the Thunder have kind of rose up. Like they just stockpiled picks and like they stockpiled these young guns and didn't really do anything crazy. And
Yep.
then they brought in like some vets, like Isaiah Hartenstein, and he's looked really good on the Thunder. So
Yeah.
the only way the Spurs trade Victor Wembanyama is if Nico Harrison somehow becomes a GM of the Spurs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I mean for nothing too. They'll probably trade him
Bag
for
of sun chips
yeah, and 2 first round picks in like 2040.
and Bronny too.
Yeah, you gotta
Throw
give
in
it to
Yeah.
Bronny,
him.
bro. Come on.
Damn, I don't know if I'm going with my third team here now.
I think this is an easy one.
Do you? I mean, the Rockets. No, like,
Oh,
I don't.
yeah. Okay,
Maybe
there's
if you
two then.
need
There's two
anything,
then.
like
I think there's two very obvious ones in the West.
yeah, I
The
mean
West for sure.
what probably the Rockets and
I'm still. I
Golden
mean,
State. Yeah, yeah. I almost want to go like dark horse here and just be like the Pistons.
I was thinking about throwing out some crazy, like the
Like
Hornets or something like that.
yeah, like I mean like the Pistons are a young core. Like I don't think they're gonna win the finals this year, but I think definitely gonna make the playoffs and get some more playoff experience and be good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rockets.
okay.
Ask me
Okay.
this question next year, and I'll throw the Pistons and the Magic up there, and you'll look at me like I'm crazy.
All right. I don't know if I should go Bucks here because the Bucks they signed Thanasis Antetokounmpo this offseason. I don't know.
A legend.
He's been looking really good on the bench. I don't know.
It's like, oh, who was the guy the Knicks had on the bench?
Ron Baker.
No, Theo. I can't think of
Oh,
his name right now.
well, they had Ryan Archidiakono
No,
for like
no,
2 years.
it was like 3 or 4 years ago. The dude just on the bench and just celebrating like crazy. He had the best cellies.
Theo
Uh,
Pinson.
Theo Pinson. Yeah, Theo Pinson.
Yeah.
That's what they need. They need a Theo Pinson type player.
That would be me, bro. If I'm on any NBA like team, I'm gonna be on the bench,
Yeah,
bro. I'll do everything for the team other
every
than play.
celly. Every celly.
I'll be the first one out there. I'm mopping floors. I'm giving water to the boys.
Dude, I'm chucking shots like Peyton Pritchard. I don't care if I make or miss it, bro. I swear.
I'll be a t-shirt girl, like timeout stuff, bro.
Like
I will do everything for the team.
start launching them into the stands. Call yourself Carly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, my last team here, I'll go with the Warriors just because I think out of the East, I think it's going to be, man, the Bucks are the only team that we didn't mention, but I think it's going to be the Knicks or Cleveland, maybe the Sixers if they could stay healthy, but that's a big maybe. And Joel Embiid looks like shit.
He
Good.
does,
He
but
deserves
I'm a
it.
fan. I'm a fan of what's his name? Third round pick this year.
VJ Edgecombe.
Edgecombe, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Dude, there's a picture and a video that we were just talking about because he played at a game on Long Island last year or 2 years ago, and he's dunking on this dude, and the dude looks like he's like smaller than me because of how big VJ Edgecombe is and how high he got up on the dunk.
That's
Was it
crazy.
Brett?
He went to Lehigh. What? Yeah, it was Brett. Yeah, Brett went back to college just to play VJ Edgecombe, just to get dunked on for high school. But
Bro
yeah,
was out here LeBroning Brett on Long Island.
yeah, dude, it was in like the picture's insane. But it was like Lehigh versus Chaminade, and Lehigh had like Carmelo Anthony was in the building, Kyle O'Quinn was in the building. Like you had all these like ex NBA players because they all play at Lehigh, their sons and everything. And then you
That's
have like these like 5'5" white dudes at Chaminade getting dunked on by them.
That was me in high school, but not getting dunked on.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play. I played a rec league and they told me to set picks and stand in the corner.
That was about typical rec league play right there. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, all 5 foot, like one of me at the time, like makes sense.
I've
Couldn't do
almost
much
gotten
else.
dunked on like twice, and I'm like, nope, I'm making a business decision, not getting
I
dunked
almost
on
got
here.
dunked on like 3 weeks ago, dude. Guy was like 6'6", just playing rec ball, just goes down the court and he just goes up. I'm like, hell no. I moved away to the side. Thank God he missed the dunk and we just kept it moving. But never,
Yeah,
bro. Never.
I'm good, bro. I'm getting out of the way.
Oh
But all
man.
right, boys, that is our draft. Comment down below who you think won. So when I say comment down below, that's either Garrett or Dan Hood.
Got it.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
I'll make Brett go and comment because he's a Knicks fan, just so I can get a vote.
Fuck yeah, he's gonna vote you. All right, I'll vote for you if you vote for me.
Deal.
You vote first.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. I mean, yeah, whatever.
That's
You're not
crazy.
gonna actually vote for me. This is like some crazy backstab story that's gonna be on the news one day.
Probably, yeah.
That's
All right,
crazy.
boys, let's get into some dodgeball. So, this past weekend was the last semi-pro of the season. So, our standings goes as follows. Shake and Bake, 44 points, first place. Second place, Invictus, also 44 points, but they lost the tiebreaker. Third place, Sirius. Fourth place, Sauce. Fifth place, Impact. Sixth place, Ace of Spades. Seventh place, Squabble Up. Phoenix, last. Do we want to start with the best teams and go down to the worst, or do we want to start with the worst teams and go up to the best?
I think we should rise up. So
Yeah, I
lowest to
agree.
highest.
I agree.
Okay, let's start with Phoenix. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. They looked really good for the last tournament. I mean, not that I ended up missing a lot of tournaments, a lot more than I planned on. I only planned on missing the first two tournaments for vacations and trips, and then I think I ended up missing. I only played in two, and I was at like three or four. Unless you want to count me stepping on the court for this one, then I played in three. But they've definitely come a really far way. I think they looked really good this tournament. I think they gelled a lot better. Their chemistry was there. They also have been having like attendance issues. I feel like a lot of the tournaments they never had their full team. They'd only have like three or four from their team, or like five from their team and pick a sub up. Or I feel like they were always just missing somebody from their core. So their core was all here this time. They had their full roster for the first time all season. They looked pretty good. They gave, I know, at least in the semifinal game, they gave Invictus a run for their money when I was sitting there coaching them. And then any game I saw all day that tournament, they looked good.
Yeah, I can
Angel?
agree. I can agree. Like I was like a fan, honestly, by the end of the tournament. I honestly wanted them to pull the underdog story and win the whole thing. Um, just because like when we were playing our match and they were playing Invictus in the semifinals, like it was like tied 1-1 for the longest, and I'm like, holy crap! And
It was a
even before that, I think
long,
they what's
it was,
that?
it was a long two games. We went up
I'm
1-0.
sure.
We went up 1-0. They grinded out the point to make it 1-1, and then they grinded out the next point. It was just like a long, like this is dangerous. Like we lose this game, they have the momentum, like, and we're just out. Like
I believe it. I believe it. So, like I said, they and then they played all the other teams. I think they played Shake and Bake, and I think they beat them. I'm not. I don't know what the schedule was and
yeah,
how it ended up.
they beat Shake and Bake. They beat them 2-1.
Yeah,
They had the hardest schedule. Like the whole point, I don't know, if like just an email and everything in general, the whole point of the regular season and the points and the season points and everything was for the final tournament to give you the easiest schedule. So Shake and Bake went in at like 40 points. So they had the easiest schedule and they played the fifth, sixth, four, five, six, seven as their four pool play games because we didn't have Ace of Spades this tournament. Um, So they had Sauce, Impact, Squabble Up, in Phoenix, and like that in theory that should have been the easiest schedule based on the season. Um, and Phoenix
Yeah.
is the hardest schedule, and Phoenix what seeded four, and
Yeah.
they only lost. I think they lost their first game, and then out after that, it was pretty. All the games are close, or they won pretty like handily.
Yeah. I was a fan at the end, like I said, at the end of the tournament. But shout out to them. I mean, they played really well this past weekend and throughout the entire season. I know it was like Giancarlo said, they didn't have their full roster until this tournament, but they you could tell like they had still had potential, and we discussed prior in our other cast with John, Ryan, and we said that even though they were the last seeded team, we didn't feel like they were a last seeded team, if that
Yeah,
made sense. So
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So, I mean, I've said this every single month, but I feel like with them missing players, like they're missing Tenny, they're missing Lewis for a lot of the season. They got Sarah Wood, I think, like the third draft,
yeah, third or fourth.
third or fourth draft. So they've always had the pieces, in my opinion. It was just them closing out series because they had a bunch of ties or a bunch of losses by literally just one game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Having Tenny and Lewis and Sarah, like they were a problem, especially in the Invictus game because I got to watch the game a lot. Even the round robin game against us too, they were a problem. Like Tenny was cooking. Like I'll end up shouting Tenny out later, but Tenny was just on one this tournament. He looked so good. And their communication was just probably some of the best in general. They capitalized so much on teams just trying to dump balls at them. They'd survive and throw two or whatever it was. Like their ball control and their communication was huge this tournament. And that, I mean, it comes with their whole team being there and going through all the battles of that all year with the chemistry and like just improving on everything. They looked great.
Yeah, you could tell that they're all totally locked in. They're all bought in this tournament. One other thing too is I noticed from the very first tournament to this last tournament, Brenda, you could tell had so much more confidence leading her team, and also like there was a few times where she's like staying low and she knows that she's getting two balls thrown at her. She's not moving, like she's setting up for the catch, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, she's gonna get fucking blasted. But the fact that she sat there confidently and was like going for it, I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
I don't think she would have made that play like a few months ago.
Yep. Yeah. Huge improvement from Brenda.
for sure.
Totally agree. Before we get into the other teams, I want to say now. So I'm going to make this a series where we have every single team on. So on Thursday, I haven't posted anything yet on social media. I will be having Nikki, Amanda, and Meredith on for Shake and Bake. But my goal is to have every single franchise on, whether it's two or three players from each franchise. That way we can get like a whole experience of what you thought your team did well, what they didn't, and then just the overall vibes of your team. But I want to say that now before we get further into the episode. Let's move on to the next team. Squabble Up. Who wants to start with this one?
Um, I guess I'll start. I think Bobble Up. They're not. They're well-rounded team. I just think that I don't know if the chemistry worked well with them or um like as far as like this tournament that they just passed. Like they had a good team. Like when they played against us, they had good team throws. Seemed like they were gelling a little bit, but then like they couldn't close out the game. And it paid and it took a toll on them for sure. That highlight that you posted on your Instagram, that 6v1, that's a prime example. Like they shouldn't lose those. Those are just simple like closeout that they have to make. They did beat, I believe, Sauce in the play-in, but like I said, they just couldn't close out when they played the other teams that we had. So, but I mean, overall, I mean, they had a pretty well-rounded season, um, and it was fun playing against them. I had no issues with them, so that's basically it.
Yeah. I really liked their initial draft, like Randy and how he handled it. It was him and Taylor Pineda as his guys, and then Carly was one of the girls, and then I think I'm trying to think.
It
Yep.
was not just
Was it?
Allison.
Yeah, it might have been Allison. I think it was Allison. Except and then he took Kyle first. But I liked his he got Chucky with the in the pit draft and everything, and I was like, okay, like this is a pretty well-rounded team. I feel like their biggest catch was trying to like one they missed Taylor's tournament, which obviously Taylor's like a phenomenal player. Like especially at foam, especially with wall ball. Like he could easily be a top 3 player in the gym every tournament.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Um, but their play styles just didn't like click. Even with Taylor on the court or not, like there was definitely moments where like they were playing solo ball, like they just throw one knowing they're getting it back or they rush. I think their biggest issue is that they just play fast and they think fast and like they move so fast. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, we only have one ball, or oh, we're put in a situation like what just happened. So like, talent wise, it was all there. Even skill wise, it was there. Like their ideas weren't even bad ideas. It was just like they were not on the same page or at the same pace all the time. Like one would want to go fast, one would want to go slow. This tournament in particular, uh, I mean, like shout out to Matt and Morgan. They were shagging their asses off for Squabble Up, and they'd have people on the sidelines kind of just like like they were a little just down on themselves, or like mad about a play. Um, in the game against Sauce, particularly the play-in game, I think Chucky won a 1v4 when it was 2-1. And it was like 5.5 minutes left. And Randy was like, oh, should we tell him to step out? And I was like, no, like you can't tell him to step out yet. Like let him try to get an out or two. And if he gets a hit or two, let it play out. And if not, just tell him to go for a catch. Like, and Chuck ended up winning that. Um, and it was just like they weren't surviving off the rush a lot early on. And then they made some adjustments and stuff. And they looked good towards the end. Because when they're clicking and they're on the same page and communicating and like valuing their lives. That's another thing too, is I feel like they weren't valuing their own life a lot. They'd like go and be like, "Oh, a trade's okay here." But if they just all stayed in and got team throws together and stuff, they had the potential to make a deep run at any of these tournaments.
For
Yeah, I
sure.
agree with that. Kind of just like what you were mentioning with how their play styles were, where it seemed like one tournament they try to play like fast, another they try to play slow, more strategic. I know Randy was moving around. He started off the season in a corner, then he started playing middle, then he was playing like inside corner. So shout out to Randy for trying different things.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just feel like they
it
weren't
definitely,
all gelling together
yeah,
all the time.
it definitely looked a little bit better towards the end too. I mean, I do like Kyle in corner on that team. Um, And I said at one of the games was like, Kyle, just bait their corner. Like you're lined up against a corner, you know you can catch them, throw inside them, basically run a trap by yourself. Like if the person to if their middle throws, throw it their middle and it just turn for that catch. Because Kyle still, in my opinion, Kyle still has easily top 5 hands in the semi-pro gym, like easily top 5. And he knows when to look for it and when not to look for it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so and he's good because he's a good protector in that case. If someone, like he'll just plant and throw out the middle on they're running away, he'll just stop and throw and let Randy get back and he'll half the time he gets the catch. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, Kyle's dead here. But if you actually know
Yeah.
Kyle, you're like, no, this is a 50-50 for him.
Yeah, exactly. Especially head on. If they're taking a cross on him, it's a little much, but he's a lefty, so if he's in that right corner, it definitely allows him to open up. So I definitely think that like they kind of towards the end they definitely figure out like right positions and where they should be playing. Because Randy's so elusive, he just needs to get out the way and just let them dump balls at him out the middle.
He's really good playing out of the middle too, and the team's running the ways on him. And just because he has the whole court playing out of the middle in the corner, like you can only go one way, especially if you're like too close to the sideline. If you're playing a
Yeah.
good player, they're going to realize that before they even go up to the front line. But one other thing I will say is I thought that, especially in the beginning of the season, when they're playing like certain teams, like their series, some of these series weren't even close, like in their favor. Like they were beating the shit out of teams. And like when their highs were high, they were like extremely high.
Yeah, they definitely. I
For
feel like
sure.
they had the most potential. Just like they could blow anybody out of the water at any moment if they were all on the same page in the game.
They're also missing Kevin Kimmick too, I think, for like 2 tournaments.
Yep. Yeah, and then they skipped last tournament, and then they got divided, like split up because I know they were missing. They're only gonna have like 3 or 4 players. Um, so
Yep. Let's move on to the next team. So next team is Ace of Spades. We'll start with Giancarlo on this one.
yeah. I mean, when you make a franchise and you start off and it's Bo and Quan, like it's like okay, and then they had Meg and Abby, and that was their core for their franchise. I was like, okay, this is like it's gonna be a good team. Like it's gonna be a problem. Um, so I think a big part of it was like kind of mostly. I really think a big part of it was their attendance. Um, they had a solid roster. I think they were missing another arm. I think that was their biggest holdup. Is outside of Bo and Quan. Like JT's a super solid player. They had Pat for a while. He's solid. Um,
Angel. But that
Angel,
wasn't towards the end because Angel
Angel, but
tried playing on every team.
yeah, but by the time Angel got picked up, it was late. Like, I think they just from the get go they just needed one more arm, and if they had another arm, they'd be towards the top of those lists, and we'd be talking about them later on. Um,
We
and
won't go into specifics of the draft, but there was
yeah,
miscommunication with the draft. So if it went a little bit differently, I think that this whole order of teams would be a little different.
a lot different. Yeah, yeah,
For sure. Like attendance is definitely a big thing. I think the only two tournaments or two or three tournaments I played with them, um, literally we'll have like four or five in their first round before everyone else shows up. So I think we played, I think Sauce or something in our fifth tournament, and we had like four players on the court or five players on the court. So it was very unfortunate. Communication also was a big issue on Ace of Spades, in my opinion. Obviously, since I played on them on that team, I do respect obviously Bo and Quan and Abby when she was there. Trying to get feedback and understanding their point of views and all the other fun stuff that they can try to mix into my brain to kind of become a better player. However, things weren't clicking. Like team throws was our biggest issue. Like we would count to a certain count and we would throw at different times instead of throwing at the same time. Um, Bond definitely was a big preacher on that, and unfortunately, it just never worked out for us. So I think we got. I don't even think we made playoffs when I played for them on those two tournaments. And obviously, there's a reason why. Like I said, there was just miscommunications. We only had six players. Like no one was really there, and then just like I said, the motivation probably just died out after that.
the Ace of Spades made playoffs in September and lost. They made it both in
They
September.
won.
They did not win in September. They lost to Invictus round one.
Then they won in.
Ace of Spades won the second tournament. They won in May. They had
Okay.
Brandon Kelly was a celeb player for them. That was one that everyone brought celeb players to.
Yeah,
And I was in Turks and Caicos, and I didn't really know anything that happened. And I just saw that they won.
that was Invictus 6. We had six players on
Yeah,
Invictus that thing.
yeah,
Remember that?
um, yeah. So I mean, they made it in September and August. They got 4-0 to Invictus the first round of playoffs in September, and then August they lost 3-2 to Shake and Bake.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Yeah, they came out strong though. I mean, they made 3 Final Fours and they won a championship. So they're one of only 4 of the teams to win a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying, and this is going to be repeated, I feel like, for the next two more teams. But attendance really was a killer for a lot of teams this year. Like Phoenix was probably the most inconsistent team. Squabble Up, they made some roster changes, and then they had some issues with people, whether they just didn't show up or they're hurt. Ace of Spades, the team we're talking about currently, same thing. Where people were hurt, or only 5 people could make it, or like what Angel was saying. Like there was one tournament where we were playing you guys, Angel, and I saw Quan walk into the gym, but the game already started. And I'm like, yo, run this shit now.
Yeah.
Let's beat them as fast as possible. That way we can get one more game with Quan not on the court. And then like let's just hold our own after that. But yeah, that's just it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. But like I said, I had a good time with them, and I'm glad I learned from Bo and Quan while I was on their team. So that's it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next team. My team, Impact. Let's start with Angel on this one.
You don't want to start?
Huh?
You don't want to
You
start?
don't want to start?
I can start if you guys want.
Yeah, might as well. It's your team. So
All right, I'll start. So this season was not what happened last season. It's a little difficult to win more than 5 of 7 tournaments. Yeah, there it is. It's a little tougher to repeat or do better than the previous season, which I understand. For me personally, without really being a negative Nancy or calling anyone out, it's a little tough to win tournaments or have chemistry when your team consistently isn't there. And that's something that was a killer for me, in my opinion. We got the opportunity to draft Derek, which was great. But now we have Derek on the team. We're trying to work in Derek, right? We drafted Angel, trying to work Angel in. And I think that was probably, other than the first tournament, our second best tournament. But I have all these new faces. I'm trying to put people in different roles. I know some stuff came up personally with some people on our team. So it is what it is. Again, it's just extremely tough to really try to see what works what is best for the team when I don't have the same faces for every tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you brought back 3 out of 4 from your core last year.
There
You,
was one tournament where everyone showed up.
yeah,
It was the first one. We lost championship. All the
yeah,
other ones, I think we were missing a minimum of 2 almost every
Yeah.
tournament,
yeah.
sometimes 3.
You brought back 3 out of the 4. You pick up Ashley as your fourth in that core. You got Los, who he's just gotten so much better since I first saw him play. Um, and you look at your roster and it's like on paper this should be a team that's contending. Um, and yeah, you didn't really contend much. Um, but you guys were solid. Like you have to think still like going into the games, it wasn't like, oh, like we can't, like we can't take them lightly because you guys still had all the talent. But like you said, I think it's just an attendance thing. And chemistry. It's hard to mix in chemistry when someone's playing one position one game and then the next tournament they're playing a different position because you have somebody else there and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, like it's a pretty similar, not a similar roster to last year, but like it had the potential, like if you had everyone at every tournament, similar play styles and stuff, positions wise and stuff, where who's playing certain corners or who's interchangeable, who can play out the middle in this game, but in corner this game where it still works with your chemistry. I just think you guys just didn't really have a chance to build it.
Right. So like we had like I think 3 tournaments where Sean was out, whether it's personal stuff or he was hurt. So like the whole season, Sean was either out or hurt, which is tough, especially when you start your franchise with someone. And then Ashley and Tree, they missed a few with like the cloth tournament, and then something else was going on. So there's bigger things than dodgeball. So I know that I look pretty. I'm gonna look maybe a little bad kind of calling out my team, but unfortunately attendance is a big thing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I said a lot of negative things. I will start to say some positive things here. We'll start with Jeans. So I'll be upfront. I drafted Jeans first. I thought Jeans played extremely well, how to move around from one side of the court to the other, how to play middle. We were running a lot of pitchbacks, a lot of flanks. He did really fucking good with that. He's got good hands. He made like really big improvements, whether it was like physical or mental from the first tournament to the last. And he's also dealing with an ankle injury too. So that was a little tough for like two months for him. Then let's talk about Nate. I think Nate is crazy underrated, like crazy underrated. I honestly think out of everyone on my team, if I were to go in the huddle and have one person to be like, yo, you have the green light, kill whoever you want, and I don't think it's going to be a catch, it's Nate. Like, I think he has such a good arm. Dave Roy, unfortunately, Dave Roy missed a few terms. He had some stuff going on. I think he's a really good player. I think he's sneaky good. He does like a lot of like weird, unorthodox things. Like he goes for catches when he has a ball in his hand. He'll plant and go for that catch like on a ways and stuff. Derek had the opportunity to draft Derek. Everyone knows who Derek is. He's got a fucking crazy good arm. He's also a good catcher. And yeah, I was happy to be able to draft him. Vicky wasn't able to make a ton of tournaments, but I think Vicky from the first tournament to the last like made like crazy.
Yeah, her confidence has definitely gone up, especially at Nutmeg. Like you can definitely tell that your confidence level it's a lot higher than what it was.
And she may not be able to like make the plays, but she knows what's going on, and like she's confident enough to set up for catches. Her ball blocking got a lot better. She figured out how to like underhand throw the ball like a softball throw, and I think that's her strength for her throws. Don't want to forget anyone. Ashley's the fucking cloth goat. Everyone knows who Ashley is. So it was nice when Ashley was there. Also, Ashley plays like a little bit of a different play style than I do. So it was a little, I had to try and figure out like what worked best for her as well with the team. And then Tree, I love Tree. I've played like, I don't know, probably 10, 11, 12-ish terms with her. Have like a crazy good record with her. I'll always play with Tree. No issues with her. And
You're gonna make me look bad when I recap my team because I'm not going through all that shit.
Well, I feel like
That's a team episode.
I started too negative. I had to give everyone the flowers.
I'll save that for the team episode.
So short and sweet. I think my favorite tournament was this one out of all of them that I played. just because I felt like the vibes with the team that I played with you guys was like up here, and the expectation I felt like I had with every other team was like probably higher than what I felt like with Impact. Obviously, we played in the tournament in February, and it, there the chemistry obviously is building up a little bit, but overall, like I said, the fun and the excitement, definitely I had more fun with this tournament than the other one. So again,
But
I
also,
appreciate the draft. So
yeah, of course. There's also like different things that we tried this tournament. So like Angel knows we run a flank for Sonics for like our rec team, and it works like 80% of the time. So we introduced that this past tournament. I think it worked like a lot. We
I don't
literally
think I
ran out the
watched
very
any of your guys'
first.
games.
What's that?
I don't think I saw any of your guys' games, but I just saw you guys were hooping at one point. I was like, okay. I looked over and it was just like boom, 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 celebrate. Okay. Looked over like 2 minutes later and you guys are
uh,
celebrating another point.
I
I was like,
almost broke Ryan's hand again.
Oh, bro. Hold on. Let's talk about this real quick.
I
All
popped
right.
off
So
though. Hold on.
I have had an issue with cramping for like the last 6 months. Like it started in Chicago like last year, happened at Nationals. I think Nationals was the gym because I do
that
not
gym
drink
sucked. Not
before
that it sucked,
tournaments
it was
or
hot.
at tournaments.
Same.
Same thing. So I drank a shitload of pickle juice, no alcohol, bunch of water, electrolytes, pickles, two fucking bananas. Started cramping. So I didn't cramp until the very last series when we played serious. And I feel like the outcome would have been a little differently because unfortunately we lost 4-3. I sat out 3 games because I cramped and we lost 2 of the 3. But the what Angel's talking about is I had a one-on-one with Morgan, and I'm going and I have 2 balls at the front line. I'm throwing a ball, right? And as I'm throwing and I'm coming back, I have the ball in my left hand. I'm trying to put it in my right hand. Bro, my hand was cramped like this. I literally could not open my hand.
That's crazy.
So I end up clutching it, right? And Angel's like, yeah, fuck yeah. And he comes up and he smacks me in the hand. And I'm just like, I'm literally like this. I'm like, bro, can't open my hand.
Even the round after though, you sat out, and then I got a catch and 4 outs in that set, and then I literally go up to you and hit your hand, and then all of a sudden I see you running back to the bench. I'm like, fuck.
I had the massage gun on my forearm. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? But yeah, no, it's unfortunate. First term was really good. Last term was really good. But uh, yeah, it is what it is. I love my
Yeah.
teammates. So that's all I can say. Tough love.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the
Sauce.
next team because I spent too long on that.
You're good.
Sauce. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. They have a shit ton of talent. And again, biggest thing was attendance. But like if you look at, I think we talked about this, me and Matt Spino were talking about this at one point. About like the 4 guys you put on the court, and like Sauce is up there with it, like with their best 4 all there, like the 4 players you put on the court there is like nasty because you have Chris, Enriquez, Jordan, and Dylan. If you're gonna go just go 4 guys, but then you go if you wanted to go to a full 6, you add in Chrissy and Johnny and like
And Claire.
and Claire. Like
Yep.
that's the thing is like they have 3 strong girls who all can like fit roles. Like you need somebody who needs to hit out the corner a little bit more, you put Claire in. You need somebody who's going to catch more, you put Johnny in. Like Chrissy plays out the corner really well. So like this is a team that just like if they were again, it's an attendance thing. And then they have Garrett. Like Garrett's a very experienced player, and then they have
Yep.
Biggie. And like Biggie, I think only came to like 2 or 3 tournaments this year. So like you guys didn't get to see a lot of his improvement, but like being from Long Island and watching him play over the last year, even because he played with us in Sin City, um, and seeing him from Sin City to like now, he's made so many strides. And just has become like a more well-rounded, better player, more confidence and everything. So his confidence is there on the court. He'll go and play on free agent teams and try to like help teach newer players, but also help develop his game playing out the corner and stuff. So this team on paper should like easily could have won a championship, and they didn't win any, which is crazy. But it just really came down to attendance. I mean, like Enriquez moved to Texas. Dylan had everything he had going on the first half of the season. Um, Jordan worked a lot. Chris, came to a decent amount of them, but then like
He has
messed up
a
pretty
double
bad.
pinky injury.
Yeah, the pinkies where they were both like crooked and like,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, this is a team that like going into it. I mean, you saw it too. Like when they were healthy, they were good. The finals game that I played was against them. The finals that we won, our first win, championship was the one I was there for, and like that was a team like going up against them was okay. Like it was probably like, I mean, I didn't play as much, so I didn't get to really like experience like those like finals moments and everything. But that was that game that I was like, that was the team I wanted to play the least in that gym that day.
Yeah, I had a great time playing that one tournament with them. I learned a lot from Dylan actually, since he was basically there and coaching us on the sideline. But like you said, if you actually had their full roster, I do believe they're top three,
Yeah,
honestly, probably even top two, no lie. They're strong, solid core, eight, not 8 or 9 players. So I do believe that if they were all there, they definitely would have won at least more than one
yeah.
tournament.
I agree with everything you guys said there, and I spent too long talking about my team, so we're on a little bit of a time
All
crunch, and
right, speed run now.
I'll talk about this in a later episode. Let's go to serious.
Yeah. They're another team that like definitely going into the end of this, like going to this tournament, our team's conversation was we don't want to see Sirius in the finals and any other team we think we could beat. And it's not like a knock on the other teams. It's just more serious in how they've come together. Again, not getting into draft order or anything, but the fact their core was Matt and Jesse and Zach and Morgan, and they ended up getting Robbie at the end of the second round because Robbie started the season hurt. Um, and that was just like not fair. Like, not that it wasn't fair, but looking back, like, and like Matt knew I was taking Robbie, if it got back up to him. But they took Ben. They had like Ben. Looking at their roster too, like I have it pulled up. Like, it's another roster like 1 through 8 is just all like people you have to respect on the court and you can't take advantage of, and like they'll punish you. Um,
And then they're able to get Kara of the draft too.
yeah, they got Kara in a draft, and they got rid of Mackenzie, and Mackenzie was phenomenal. Mackenzie's like when they cut Mackenzie, I picked her up for that next tournament, and she played phenomenal for us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's another team. Just 1 through 8 is all super solid players. Jackson's gotten so much better since I first saw him play when I played on True Penny his first season. You have Robbie, Ben Murator looks great. Morgan's gotten so much better. Like she's so smart out of a corner position or even with the ball. Like just knows when to take those counters and not. You have Matt, like King Squid, like Matt, like I said, Matt from the first time I met him and he first started traveling to now. He's such a confident leader. He's such a great captain. He knows everything he's doing. And then you had Jesse and Kara, who are both Team USA players. Like it's just such a good team, 1 through 8.
Yeah, their chemistry definitely evolved from the first tournament to now, and it paid off. Obviously, winning the last tournament. So shout out to them, and I'm kind of happy to see all of them grow and progress throughout the entire season. Even though I'm new to the scene, it was actually fun to watch them. So, yeah, shout outs to them.
Two things I'll add real quick. I think Jackson has gotten so much better from like the first time I've seen him play. He's always been a good ball blocker, but a lot of other things like his catching, his confidence, his throw. He's starting to learn how to throw a lot of sliders. That's gotten a lot better. Second part, I love Matt Spadone. Every time I get the opportunity to draft him, I do. So I'm always very big on him as a player and as a captain.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Jackson, that 1v1 against you and Jackson. Jackson had some throws out there that I was like, where'd that come from? Like, yo, he brought a curveball out the bag that like I was like, oh shit, Jackson. Like, I think I was reffing that game, and then you LeBroned him, but that's besides the point. I
What,
saw him
what,
go for it, and
Yeah,
I wanted him to hit it so bad when I saw him go for it.
yeah.
And I saw you go for it and you missed, and then you did it again. And I was like, all right, this is gonna be a clip, and it's gonna get put in the Nutmeg WhatsApp group.
I knew with him, I'm like, all right, I got like, he'll get me in 5 throws. He's not going to get me in like the first 2 or 3, but I'm like, I need to get him before he gets me because like he has a nasty slider.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the next team, Invictus. Who wants to
yeah.
start?
I'll go. Coming out, I think we had a really good group. I knew I was missing the first 2 tournaments, and it was like, whatever. Like, and Noah, because Noah kind of approached me. He's like, hey, me and Alyssa want to play, but we don't want a captain. And I was like, okay. And I was kind of trying to weigh my options on what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to go into the pool again. And then Noah kind of like convinced me to captain. He's like, well, why don't you just captain and find us another girl? And then I saw that Rennie didn't have a team, so I reached out to Rennie. I was like, okay, that's a good core. And I was very happy with my draft. Um, and it was just came down to like, okay, I drafted 6. I think I was the only team to draft 6 guys right off the rip outside of Matt's team because Matt knew Robbie was hurt and I knew I was missing the first 2 tournaments. Um, but just all year, that was a team that like we were just vibes. Like we had to figure some stuff out in the beginning. The first tournament, I didn't really see anything at all. Everyone accused us of tanking. But I think it was really just the first tournament. Noah had to like kind of like step up and try to captain and put people together that he hasn't seen on a court a lot. So I'm really going to shout out Noah here. Noah started off, he kind of took over for Silver Linings last year, but he knew all those players and he had played with all those players a lot. So he knew where to put them. This year, he had a lot of players he didn't know or didn't know how to play with as much. And that kind of showed in the first tournament of trying to figure out where to put people and help with ball control and coaching and stuff. And from that one to the last one, Noah's made huge strides in that. Jacob's Jacob, like, like I took him with my first pick and he's, like our biggest flaw was we would just sometimes we get fast or we just like we get hype. We get like 2 hits or 3 hits in a row in the same person and we just dump another ball in accident, like just out of like pure excitement. But I think we really came together in communication wise. Like that first tournament I was there that we won, I was like, okay, like I got there late and I said, no, the team's yours. Like if you want to sit me, sit me. Like I don't care. Um, and I was okay sitting and watching this team play, and I watched this team come together throughout the whole season. I've watched a lot of our film back from the first tournament to now and stuff, and I think us and Shake and Baker are the only 2 teams to make 6 Final Fours, and we missed out on the first one. So on the first one, we put up 1 point, and then from there, we had the best record after the first tournament, I believe. So just the chemistry and everything came together by the end of it. And our attendance was great. Outside of me, our attendance was great, which I think definitely helped build our chemistry.
Yeah, the 2 tournaments I played, I had fun. Obviously it was new to me because obviously I didn't. This was my first ever semi-pro tournament, and then learning everybody's like strengths and weaknesses at that time was obviously new for me for sure. But I had a good time that first tournament. The second tournament we had like 6 players and we made the playoffs that tournament, I believe. And honestly, we were balling out.
Yeah.
Obviously, unfortunately, hold on. To clear the air, I got cut before the third tournament. Do I get a piece of those winnings here for at least being a part of the John Gatlin scandal here?
Yeah. Listen, if you're a part of the John Gatlin scandal, come see me. I got a medal for you.
Oh, yeah, I accidentally
All right.
mispronounced your team name. I meant to say the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, you got me. I did it on purpose. No, it definitely was
No,
not intentional. I
no, I
wanted,
know it wasn't.
same thing with Cutting Angel. Like, there was no bad blood there, I hope. I
No,
reached
of
out to him
course not.
beforehand and I was like, listen, I think you have a lot of potential and I want to see you thrive and I don't want to have to bench you in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's all good.
Um, and
I'm a
and
team player, so I was okay with it. Like it is
yeah,
what it
but
is.
still,
I'm
and I
glad I
think
got
you
put
did
into it.
thrive.
I appreciate it.
Right? Like I think you got a lot better throughout the year as you got to play on different teams. You learned a lot more from a bunch of different people. And I got
Oh
hurt,
yeah.
so like I wouldn't have been able to help as much as I wanted to. So
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, no, like I said, I had a good time. I had a good time all season long playing with the 4 teams I played with. But yeah, a lot of learning experiences, and I'm like I said, more than grateful to take the opportunity. So yeah, I'll make sure the next time you come to Connecticut to grab that medal,
I'll
I'll
put it in
hit
my
you up
car.
though.
I'll put it in my car when I leave. There.
The
Sounds
last
good. Sounds
tournament
good.
when Angel was playing with us, I was like thinking in my head, like, yo, you should play with Squabble Up, Phoenix, and Sirius, just to say you played on every team.
The team whore, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
At least like semi-pro kickball, you can get cut after every tournament. After the first tournament, you can't cut anybody, but then after that, you can get cut and get drafted. So in theory, he could have just collected jerseys. Like in dodgeball, you can only get cut 3 times. There's only 3 tournaments you can cut at. In kickball, you can cut after every tournament. So in theory,
Interesting.
like I think there's a player who has 4 different jerseys this year or something like that because they got cut and redrafted 4 different times.
I'm missing 2 then. I'm missing the impact and sauce, and then I'll be there.
If we could do like in-game trades,
Yeah,
that would have been sick. Like
it's
when we
like
play
the movie
Squabble Up.
where Will Ferrell plays every position in baseball. It's just Angel. Like, okay, guys, there's 7 round robin time slots. There's 7 teams this tournament. I'm gonna play one with each of you.
Hey, I wouldn't mind collecting all 7 or 8 jerseys. That'd be nice.
The Thanos meme.
Listen, if you
That's
want a
it.
silver line,
Yeah.
if you want a silver linings jersey, I have a couple of them from last year.
Sounds
Dude,
good. Sounds
can't
good.
give up the cum jersey. Come on.
Not all of them. I collected them all like Infinity Stones to get Jackies, so I have 5.
That's funny.
A few things I'll add about Invictus. I think Invictus and Sirius, I think they drafted the best. I think Shake and Bake, Invictus, Sirius, they had the best attendance, so it's no surprise to me that they are the 3 top teams. Yeah, I think another thing too is like Giancarlo, you missed a bunch of tournaments, which I think in the gym you're easily top five, like easily top five,
For
arguably
sure.
top three. So that's big for your team to win as much as they did without you there. Another thing I noticed too, shout out my boy Allen. So there was a tournament where Allen really didn't play too much in the playoffs, and you guys were playing like strategic. Hey, this isn't a series for Allen, right? He
Yeah.
just didn't play. That's fine. But the very next tournament, Allen was one who was playing, and you guys benched someone else. So
That
you guys were
was, yeah, I think the tournament we won, the tournament our first win or our second win, we won, and I know Alan didn't get a lot of playing time. And then I think it was the September one that we won. I was talking afterwards, and they're like, "Dude, we won because of Alan." And
yes,
then I watched back the film, and I'm like, "We won because of Alan, like hands down."
yes. I
Oh,
won't say who
Allen's a
you guys
monster, man.
you guys were swapping between the two. I won't name the other player, but it was the right move to play Allen over the other player in September. Because again, for a dude who's like 6'4", playing out of middle, like jumping around, staying low, this dude's glasses falls off 10 times a game, but bro, he stays in.
Dude, if Alan was my height, he'd be a menace.
He'd be
He's just
running.
so t he's his height hurts him here because of how tall he is and how lengthy his body is.
It
The amount of time,
does.
the amount of
It
times I'll see him
does.
dodge and like he'll move his arm and his fingertips will get hit. And I'm like, dude, like if I dodge, that ball's like 4 feet to the left of me because my arms are 2 feet tall. Like I'm Malaysia here. I'm 5'5" next to him. He's a monster next to me.
Yeah.
It does. His height is a factor, but his he has a glass cannon of an arm though. So
Yeah.
that arm is just, in my opinion, probably like top three, like fastest arm in semi-pro alone. I don't know how it is on obviously in the spectrum of the other dodgeball tournaments, but in semi-pro alone, probably has one of the top three
Yeah, there's
best
definitely
arms,
times where like when
fastest
he's
arms.
dialed in and he's hitting them shots, like there's
Oh,
times you just watch him release. And like because he's so lengthy, is that long wind up. If a team lets him get that wind up out and like not pump or anything, and he get that full throw into it, there's throws. I'm just like, I'm glad he's on my team. Like I'm not, I don't want to take that to the face.
For Sonics, a lot of the times I'll go in the huddle, be like, "Hey, so and so throw at so and so," right? When I call Allen, I'm like, "Allen, go up to front line. Do not pump fake. Just walk into your throw. Like people are scared of you. Like if you
Yeah,
stop
this
at the front line and you throw one pump fake, you lose all your momentum. But like walk into the line, like fucking murder someone."
yeah.
the gangster lean, as I say. He does a little lean and then does the
Action,
stutter step and then he
stutter, and then
throws the ball. Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. All right, and the last team, Shake and Bake. Who wants to start with this one?
Shake and bake. I mean, they won what, two tournaments? I want to
They won
say.
the first and the third.
Yeah, I
They
mean
didn't win.
they started off strong, like they did. Obviously, they have a good, solid core players like Andrew Kim, Nikki. They had Brian, his name Brian, the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's,
both
he
Brian.
was also playing lights out in the beginning. I mean, they played great throughout the entirety of the tournament. I think they're probably the best, well-rounded team throughout, like, consistently throughout the entirety of the semi-pro. So, like I said, they won two tournaments. It paid off. I don't know if they missed the playoffs. I think they made all of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they made every playoff. Yeah,
So
and they
you could
made
just tell, and their
six Final Fours.
right, and their attendance was, I think everybody was almost there every tournament. I'm not mistaken. I
I
don't
feel like they
know.
were always missing one or two players, but like,
They missed Brian Priest for like almost the whole season.
yeah, Priest got
That's
hurt.
true.
He was out for a while. Tara Pang didn't come as much. Uh, but yeah, other than
Yeah,
that,
with their core like seven players, probably they were there throughout the entirety of it, and their chemistry, like I said, paid off, and they were consistent throughout the entirety of the
yeah,
season. So
I think they did a good job drafting for initial. Andrew is phenomenal. I love
yeah,
playing with Andrew. He's such a team player. He's pretty positionless. Like he's played a lot of corner. And knowing you kind of have another corner, and, Nick and Andrew kind of already have a little bit of chemistry playing together. So like knowing them in corners, and then they just drafted well, like with players out the middle, who can just kind of
yeah,
play and fit their role. So I think their chemistry was great off the start because they were familiar with a lot of the players they already had. Like Andrew, all Andrew really needs to focus about was matching Nicky's pressure and matching him. And if corners are matching, Nicky knows how the rest of his team played really well. So it allowed them to kind of just like eat out the middle or like do these different things. Um, Amanda got so much better this year on that team,
yes, 100%.
confidence wise, skill wise. Same thing with Meredith. I got to play with Meredith at nationals, and I had never really played with her before. She was on True Penny when I played, but like I really only remembered Mike and Jackson because they were the only people I talked to, and I only came up like two or three times because I was living back here. And playing with her at nationals and everything, and like just playing with her, and it was just like okay, like She's confident. Oh, I need to go for a catch here. But she also gets so mad at herself. And to me, like, it's mad in a good way. It's like mad because it's like, I know I could be better than this and I want to be better than this. And definitely saw that come throughout this year. Like, okay, like I can trust myself more. I need to do this, like, get better and stuff. So, I mean, overall, they started off super strong. And then towards the end, I feel like as other teams got more consistent and learned how to play with each other, the other teams were just able to exploit some of their like strategy a little bit more because they didn't really change too much throughout the year. And I think that's what ended up hurting them. It's like
Yeah.
they didn't make a lot of adjustments because everything that was working so well in the beginning just started not working towards the end. Um, and even throughout tournaments, they'd start off super strong. The amount of times they had a first round bye in tournaments, I think it was like 5 out of the 6 tournaments they made the final four. They had a first round bye or something like that. So right then and there, they're guaranteed a final four appearance.
Yeah, I agree.
Another thing with them too is Carlos was like crazy good vibes guy on their team, like crazy good.
Yeah, he's another one I got to play with at nationals, and he's like, I'm not playing good, so I'm just gonna be the shagger and I'm gonna be your team vibes. I'm like, no, no, you're still gonna play. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna be team vibes still. That's why. And like he would, but it was true. He was such team vibes. Like it was like whatever we needed in any situation. Like oh, I'm sitting, I'd go run for a ball, I'd shag, whatever it was, or okay, like I'm in on this game. Okay, like what do you need me to do? You want me to play out the middle, wherever it was. Great vibes though all around. Their team's energy was probably the best energy out of any of these teams.
1000%, yeah.
Good or bad, they were always hyping each other up, always keeping the energy positive, always had good team chants and everything. They were definitely the loudest team, like doing a chant or anything like that.
Except for the last tournament when Ashley was leading her huddle.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know my phone.
All right. That is it for talking about teams. All right, we got 8 minutes. One, two,
If
three,
we end up
four,
going one
five,
more, it's
six.
not the end of the world.
Okay. All
What's
right.
that?
We don't have a ton of questions, but we will get into them. I was procrastinating and didn't post anything until yesterday. So, not a ton of questions, but let's get into the first one. Question from Jackson Lamar. Boys, what dodgeball things grind your gears?
Angel, you can go first.
Um, Dodgeball things that grind my gears. I don't. That's a like a far fetched
I
question
got
for
it.
me since I'm new. So
I got
I'll let
it.
you take. I'll let
I
you take the
cannot
wheel. Go ahead.
stand when somebody is spectating and like very clearly like rooting for another team, even though they're not on either team. And anytime anything's close, they're automatically like, hit. Are you kidding me? That was a dirty block. And they're just like hyping up the people on the sidelines or like hyping up the other team. You actually hit them, don't worry, because then that just causes such like a toxic culture on the court. I can't stand that. And I can't stand when every time somebody throws the ball or anything, like team on your team or across the court, whatever it is, they're like, hit. And I'm not gonna call Allen out, but I'm gonna call Allen out because this tournament, there was a couple he'd throw a ball and like there was one we threw three at Robbie, and Robbie got a very clean block down, and the other two missed, and Robbie did his like little flamingo stance and went around like both sides of him. And Allen's like hit, and Robbie kind of just like looked, and he's like, oh, like, and it kind of like stopped Robbie and froze him for a second. And I was like, Allen, I promise you that was clean. Please stop yelling hit because it does definitely disrupt the play, and then they're gonna get mad. And I really don't want to piss Robbie off because then Robbie's gonna throw a ball through my face on the sidelines on accident. Um, but yeah, my two pet is definitely like just like not chirping. I don't mind chirping. I don't mind like a look or like here and there. But if it's like an every throw thing where they're like hit, I'm like, dude, just please.
It gets annoying. I can understand.
It's just,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because it starts again, like I love the sport. I love the competition aspect of the sport. Like it definitely gets heated in moments. Like I definitely have tried to like go in and argue or like, discredit a rule or whatever it is. But like that is just where it's like hit, and then like the animosity afterwards, and like or someone on the sidelines constantly saying like, "Oh, you hit him. It's okay." Like, like it's not okay that you hit him. Like, there's a way to go about it. Like, there's times where like, "Oh, I think that was definitely a hit. Just hit him harder next time." Like, just make it so they can't finger block whatever it is. Like, there's a way to go about it where it's like fine and in a good culture, and then there's ways to go about it where it's just like, "Uh-oh, this is gonna create toxicness on a court."
So I guess I could about say what mine is then. Since I do ref a lot, I do ref a lot. Let's say that. I've been refing a lot in Nutmeg. I've been actually doing more in semi-pro. The final call for refs, like when we make the final call, and then the other teams, both teams are just trying to find a way to counter that call because we made that
Guilty,
call. Oh
guilty.
yeah, for sure. But like that is like one thing that kind of does grind my gears a little bit because like I understand like everyone else's standpoint. However, it's just the heat of the moment, how we see it,
Yeah.
and it's not obviously not just you, Giancarlo. Obviously, there's a lot of teams, a lot of the situations that do happen in the game, and it's only just two eyes at most points, So,
Yeah.
besides everything you pointed, that also just brings it to me.
That's a good one, Angel. So we had an instance in the playoffs where it was a ball that hit off of Jeans and then went straight down. And then I kicked like my leg out to try and stop it, and it hit the ground. And then you could hear it hit my shoe, but it hit the ground first. And I went in the refs huddle, and they both called me out. And I was like, no fucking way, no fucking way. I'm an honest player. Like I don't need a ref to call me out. That did not hit me, 1,000%. And then the refs are both like, we're saying that hit you, and then I'm just like, I just turn and I hand the ball, and you guys are like, what? And I'm like, I'm not arguing. Like they call me out. Like it is what it is.
Yeah,
Refing stuff. So
it
Yeah.
is. It is.
for me, it's definitely cheating.
Oh yeah.
If you're cheating, get better at dodgeball. It's obvious. And I would say bad teammates, because I've been playing dodgeball for a long time, and it only takes one bad teammate on your team to just bring down the vibes for the whole team.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, next question. Question from Bo. What are your dodgeball goals going into next year?
I guess for me personally is I'm gonna try to slim down as far as weight wise. I'm gonna see. Shout out to the big boys out there. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of big guys on the scene, and they're absolute monsters. You can definitely tell from serious this weekend. They're just disgusting. But I definitely want to learn like dodging better, like not go crazy, not jump way too high, just try to go low, left and right. So I do think like losing weight probably will help me out a little bit more on that. And then obviously just probably be more consistent on my throws instead of trying to botch them. I'll try to be more accurate.
Travel more. That should be another one of
I
yours.
will for sure. I will.
You have the talent. You
I
have the
thought,
skill set.
I thought we
Like,
said Wednesday we're swapping bodies.
I mean, we could.
um, mine's health, I think, or getting healthy. I think I finally came back, like, right, like Tommy John was a long recovery. I got cleared really early. I probably came back too soon. But like this year, my arm felt good all year. I didn't really have a lot of tournaments. There was like maybe one or two tournaments. It was probably because we were playing nose thing at one point that afterwards I was like, ooh, I don't know how my arm feels after throwing a foam ball, where it felt a little dead. Obviously what happened at Nationals sucked and mentally like destroyed me. Like, and my mental's been good, right? Like I went through the major injury once, so I was like, oh, another major injury. This won't be that bad. But the FOMO this year with this injury killed me. And it's more like a motivation thing. Like it's not like where I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm gonna retire. I like think I jokingly told Dylan at one point, I was like, I'm just gonna retire. I don't really care. He's like, you're kidding, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm kidding. I'm just like checked out right now because I'm annoyed. Like I can't even start PT yet. Once I start PT, it'll wake me back up. And I started PT 2 weeks ago, and I'm just like itching. So yeah, the goal is to get healthy and like kind of prove that I'm healthy again. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to travel. Um, realistic goal, Toronto. I want to be able to be healthy for Toronto and play both men's and mixed. And I'd love to be able to get back out to practice squad and get out to these practices. And the end goal obviously will be to try to make Team USA for Worlds.
Love to hear it. I think you and
Oh,
me
yeah.
both are having that issue right now with our health. We
Yeah.
both missed combine. All right. Next question. Question from Mackenzie. For both, who's your dodgeball inspiration and why?
Mine's Jeff Geo, and it's probably just because he was one of the first people I kind of like watch play at a high level, but also like was so willing to talk and help me. A lot of people know, but like I met Ryan and Jeff probably at the same tournament, and talked to Ryan a lot, and he sent me all the footage. I actually found it when I went to go see if you actually messaged me back on Facebook or not, and you had never done that. So I found all the footage from that, and I saw our conversation then. But so like definitely Jeff. I just remember playing against him then, and like watching the footage then, or like watching him at Worlds and stuff. And just his movement, like he has crazy lateral movement, and he's so smart, and he let himself out of so many sticky situations. So it's definitely someone like to play more like Jeff. Um, but like I don't know, it's tough. Like tough, like inspiration or somebody you want to play again. Like to me, like everybody in the sport inspires me. Like
Yeah.
so many people have come through so many injuries or like what they've gone through to get to the level they're at now. Like my goal is to be like not to be like them, but like I want to have my own story too of like what I went through to get to this level or so basically just a lot of the challenges people went through and how they got to where they are inspires me to keep playing dodgeball. Just bring the community around.
Yeah, I can
Angel?
agree. I can agree. It's kind of hard kind of say who's like the biggest inspiration because I'm just learning from everybody now and like understand everyone's like, mindset of the game. The most I guess the person I really talk to the most is honestly you, Ryan, when we, even if it's on a same team or even different teams, we actually, have some good conversations. Obviously, since you kind of are the closest person to me that does play on a high level. I do believe like I said, it's just more of a just trying to nitpick to see what I can improve and what mind you have as well, so I can implement in my game. So yeah,
Appreciate that. And for anyone who's listening and they want advice or suggestions, feel free to message me. I'm an open book. There's plenty of people, whether they're a nutmeg or not, that reach out and I'll give them my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Inspiration for me, though, this is easy, bro. Big J Man upstairs, Jalen Brunson. All right, next question. Question from Amanda Luz as a coordinator and semi-pro founder. What are some goals / improvements, if any, that you'd like to see for next year's semi-pro, both from leadership and from the players / teams?
Yeah. It's tough, right? Like everyone kind of expects this to be a perfect product. Um, and year one to year two, I think we learned a lot, and year two to year three, I want to learn a lot. We haven't really like fully debriefed everything. My first thought, we went from 6 teams, we had an expansion during year one. We went to 8 this year. I know people hate wall ball. I also hate wall ball. I would love to get rid of wall ball. I don't mind it, but like it's true. Like there's better ways to play dodgeball. And at the same facility, they have a hockey rink that has 3 full-size courts built into it with lines and
Hmm.
everything. I would love to get more teams to be able to do that. I also understand traveling. I mean, our travel players, a huge shout out to anyone who's ever traveled for a semi-pro tournament. I give you guys so much props to do this once a month. I am somebody who travels a lot for dodgeball. I used to drive up to Connecticut every Wednesday in the summer to play in the league after I moved back home. I've gone down to Philly. I've played in so many different states in the Northeast just to try to like give back to the communities that give to us because like that's how we help each other grow. But I would love to get at least 9 teams to move outside of that gym area onto those courts. Those courts would then provide less wall ball. We'd get the nets so we can kind of divide the courts up a little bit nicer. We looked into getting nets this year for the court we play on now, but putting nets on the back line is just too dangerous if someone trips on them or tries to get past and pushes onto the court. That's why we didn't do that. Um, D League I thought was pretty successful this year. Just gave some traveling players more of a reason to come down and travel a little bit longer, and also gave some players a chance to play. Um,
Suggestion: instead of doing nets, you could do like a really long banner.
yeah, pull out Boston Dodgeball League
The
style.
Boston one.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I'm definitely part of it is trying to figure out if this is the right venue moving forward or not. It's convenient because it's in a pretty good location, close off the LIE. There's some hotels around. Um, but definitely like that. I would love to get like you do a great job streaming and having all the games up. I would love for each team to either be able to record so we have multiple angles, or we just get 2 cameras and we have one on each court. We had talked about getting the finals live streamed. It kind of overlap with API, so that was part of the issue. Like we wanted, but like we've definitely looked into like live streaming it or anything, or working with Dodgeball Live or um, Dodgeball Database with Bill Fisher. Like try to get something out there where we can get something going. Um, and some stuff we added towards the end this year that I feel like didn't catch on. We did the C4 Players of the Month, but that was based off of submissions from highlight contests, and we that happened like the first tournament. And that was it. So next year I want to see like more highlight contests, stuff like that. Just like to get it out there more. Like I
Or
think
content.
yeah, because it's out there, right? Like we've had people from 10 different states come and play in semi-pro, which is awesome to me. But it's like and I think part of right, we went down to celebrity players, so maybe that's part of it too. Like maybe
I
we
think that'd be so. Two things. I think that you guys could definitely have one more team. I think we could have started with another team, but I know
yeah,
franchises. That was the issue where we had,
yeah,
I think, 2 franchises like help honestly the league out by making a franchise.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
we had 6 and we want to get to 8. So we kind of like pushed like, hey, can you help us? We'll help you do this, this, and that, whatever.
because like the player pool, like there's a lot of people in the player pool that.
There's 18 people in the player pool at the end of the tournament.
So yeah, so there could definitely be more teams. It's just a matter of who wants to make a franchise,
Yeah.
which is a big leap, but I think it's possible. The back gym that you're talking about, the field hockey area, that'd be cool. You could definitely do another court if you have 9 teams. Like that'd be
Yeah.
10 probably.
I think we'll probably try to pilot and do a tournament in February, um, in the courts back there in general, and it'd be like a either a mix of like what Boston does with draft tournaments or bring your own team. We haven't really decided yet, and it'll be the ball types that are the first tournament and for the USA round, kind of like shake the dust off and everything. And
Well,
kind
so
of
what it would be like the Midnight Madness one?
no, it'd probably be a separate one outside of Midnight Madness. Midnight Madness will stay there in those gyms. So maybe late January instead. So because Midnight Madness is Super Bowl weekend. And it'll be like 2 weeks before Midnight Madness, which would then be 2 weeks before the first round, because the first round is 2 weeks after Midnight Madness, I believe,
Hmm.
more usually. So
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And then also the streaming too. This is gonna be like a little plug for myself, but yeah, I stream every single tournament. I stream every Wednesday when we play. So if you ever want to check out Semi Pro, you can go back and literally watch what happened this past weekend. If you want to watch us play on Wednesdays, I will be streaming Wednesday. We have a Halloween open gym, so it'll be fun. And for the Nutmeg tournament that is coming up, if you want to make a team, $200, Venmo Sean, your team will be put in. That's also being live streamed. And also, we will have commentators. It's not going to be dodgeball live style, but there will be commentators. So that'll be cool.
Yep, time to bring no commentary back. I'm excited. I used to commentate, obviously a lot of video games, so it's gonna be pretty fun to at least try it here for dodgeball.
Be a good time.
Yep.
All right, we got two more questions. Question from Amanda for Angel. You're a very confident player while also remaining open to criticism/feedback. What's your favorite piece of dodgeball advice you've received for someone in the community?
I'll get this one brief. My favorite one is from Quan. He said it's not that hard. Just stay low and start shifting. As far as like dodging goes, so I have a hard tendency of jumping a lot. And I'm kind of glad that that's all out the window. And so obviously I've been practicing to stay low now and try to shift left and right more. So I took that into consideration and kept it going from there. So shout out to Quan.
yeah.
Some good advice. You jump, you make yourself bigger, people.
Yep, that's right.
All right, last question. Question from Matt Spadone. Now that semi-pro has concluded, taking everything into consideration, performance, role, attendance, standings, etc., who would be your top three value players for this year's semi-pro, and who is one player who surprised you the most throughout the year?
Ah, that's like a
That's a long question. Honestly, that's a
yeah. I'm pulling it up so I can reread it. Top three value players. That's hard. Because everyone provides different amounts of value. Um, I think Tenny is probably up there. I know Tenny was not an earlier pick. He wasn't like a late pick or anything, but I just know he wasn't. To me, Tenny, like overall impact on a team, and if you give like a team MVP out, like for the way they played and help their team learn and develop and everything, Tenny's definitely up there. Um, Top three value players. Can I cheat and say John Gatling because I got him in the second tournament?
Oh, you definitely can.
Sure, yeah.
I would say John.
And he was there consistently too.
Yeah,
Besides the first one.
outside of the first one, the first one I drafted him. He told me he was going to be at every tournament. He wouldn't miss anything, and then he overslept and missed the car ride. And
Oh.
I'm in Turks and Caicos on the beach, and I'm getting like a text like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be there. Like I overslept," and I'm getting a text from Noah. I was like, "All right, well, you guys are going to rock with six because day of." And um,
Forgot about that.
but after that, yeah, he was consistent. He showed up every tournament, and obviously makes a huge impact. He just got activated for Team USA, so shout out him.
For sure.
So yeah, John. I'd say John. I'd say Tenny. And one more value player.
I think Nikki or Andrew have to be on this.
I was thinking Andrew for sure. I mean, both of them are really, really good players.
I didn't consider players that were on franchises to start off, but I guess I should.
Oh, I would, yeah, 1,000%. For me, it's like, did your team win? If they didn't, were they at least like in every series? And then how often did they show up? So like, there's some
That's
people for
fair.
me that are like, there's like two or three, I won't name them, but like they weren't consistently there, so they're not in it. Like in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
that's fair. It's a fair because like to me, like I was just thinking people who got drafted and where they got drafted and how like value the value of their pick. Yeah, in that case, Andrew. Uh, so I'd probably say Andrew, John, and Tenny. Or Andrew Noah and Tenny. Like Noah obviously was part of my core. And he was at every tournament. He was the captain. Yeah, I have to put Noah there over John. John could be like fifth. Honorable mention would probably be Morgan at four. Again, she's done so much for that team, and she's kind of like a backbone of that team without a lot of people really realizing it because they have so many big arms and bodies, and just in general, I think she's super solid. And kind of is like a gel of a team. She's so smart with ball control and like not afraid to kind of like speak her voice and keep control of the court and keep these dudes who throw 80 miles an hour in check to make sure they're staying alive and doing what they need to do.
Oh yeah.
And surprised me the most, huh?
I
I
got a
don't,
good one.
do you?
Chucky.
Oh, I guess. I see. I've been playing with Chucky for so long. I missed this version of Chucky was like the Chucky I used to play with. I feel like, um, he's never had the best stamina, and he knows that. And I used to tell him all the time that he could be better than a lot of us if he just like worked on improving his stamina. Because when he gets tired, his accuracy dips, but he has great movement on his ball. He has such a weird slot angle, and he's a really good one-handed blocker. Um,
Crazy good. Every time
and
I
like
throw against him, I'm like, I'm
they're
gonna hit
not
him. And
traditional blocks either, which is what's really annoying. Like he
he like
doesn't get
attacks it
he like attacks and swipe blocks, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. And then it's like a perfect block. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
every time.
I'd probably have to give that to not that it's necessarily a surprise, but more of like a I'm surprised by how much I knew they're solid, but I was surprised by how much they improved in such a short amount of time. And that'd probably go to like Brenda or Amanda.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair
I
enough.
like
Yeah,
those. Those are good too.
for sure.
All right, Angel.
Um, yeah, if we're talking about consistency and attendance wise and all the other stuff, I definitely would put Andrew up there. Just because he was there every tournament, he was a big impact for Shake and Bake. He was, him and Nikki were probably the top two core players on that team. And then I mean, you just have to look at success rate, right? Like the best teams throughout the entirety of the semi-pro, right? So you have obviously Shake and Bake, Invictus. So on Invictus, like Giancarlo said, Noah definitely was there consistently every tournament. He performed really well throughout the entirety of the semi-pro. And like he's also Giancarlo said, the improvement, Amanda definitely has shown a lot of improvement from the first to the last semi-pro. So shout outs to her. Like I did step her aside, and like I think the last tournament we just had on Saturday, and just told her like I'm really proud of you and how well you succeeded and how confident you have been over the past 6 7 months of dodgeball that we had. So yeah, shout outs to
6'7".
her. I did see a question from Garrett. I'm going to do this little quickness. He said, "What was the best highlight I had with my meta glasses? Besides that being broken, they will be the new pair will be here tomorrow, so I'll have
Did
it
you have to
for
pay for your
Wednesday."
pair?
No, no, look, thank God, thank God.
Just want to
Um,
make sure.
I did have a clip against Acid and Nutmeg where I was running up for an away and Garrett threw the ball and I kind of did like a 360 and then hit him in the hand. I didn't post it on social, obviously on my Instagram, but I do have that clip. Afterwards, I kind of point at him, but obviously just a little friendly
Damn, not
banter.
Shota, bro.
Just a little friendly banter. Hey, he popped off last week, but 2 weeks ago I had to get his number. So, but obviously, it's always fun playing against the Acid Boys, but yeah, that's one of my favorite clips. And then obviously, I think I played you guys the week prior, and I got 3 or 4 you guys out in one and set, and I was just pissed off because we were just getting ran through. So, but I do have that clip. I thought that was one of my favorite. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll give my three real quick just to go back to the last question. For me, it's going to be a player from each of the top three. So I'll go with Nikki because there's been so many tournaments and series where he's the last one in and he makes a big catch. Someone comes in, they win. He's also the captain. He's got a lot of carry. So Nikki, for me, in no specific order, he's one of the three. I will go Matt Spadone because the same thing. I feel like he's the captain. They went to two of the finals, and he also had tournaments where he was missing Zach and Jesse, so that was tough. And then my third, I will go with Noah
Oh, you're gonna
because
go with all three captains and put me out there?
yeah, you didn't play.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go with Noah because I feel like Noah was really good. Not to say that there's times where he's not on, but like when he's on, he's fucking on. Like he's not missing. And there's even like times where like I'm lined up against him. I'm like, dude, I can't go to the front line here because I feel like he's just gonna pre-counter me, and I know it's coming, and I feel like he's still gonna have a pretty good shot at me. So, yeah, so those are my three. That's it I got for questions. Unless you guys got any others.
Oh, that's it for me.
Oh, I think so.
All right. Got any closing thoughts / shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out Invictus, everyone on it. Tom, Nicole, who never got to play. She tore her ACL before tournament one. Who I was excited to play with. She played in Nutmeg once or twice, and she's a flag football player. So I was like, oh, this is a chance to translate. Like she'll get used to the competitive aspect of talent. Jacob, Noah, Alyssa, Rennie, Alan, John. We had Angel for the tournament. But we had a consistent roster, and they just balled out. Like most of their chants were fuck Geo or Geo sucks. But the one I was there, it was just Geo. And it was just cool. It was nice to step on the court for the 30 seconds to them at least once, with like a full team. But yeah, just great season with all of them. Shout out to all the captains who stepped up and did something. Captaining is not easy. It is a lot more work than people think. But it's also very rewarding in my opinion. You also get you control your team. It's cool. It's cool. It's a good way to lead teams. But also you get a voice in how semi-pro is shaped. So without any of the captains, semi-pro is impossible. Same thing with all the players. Without any of the players, semi-pro is impossible. So shout out to everyone who travels to this, and is just like willing to help this grow. Because it doesn't get better without anybody else or without anybody's input. So obviously there's things that probably frustrate people, whether it's as a captain or as a player or something, but like voice your concern, reach out to me, whatever it is. Like I'm not somebody who's just gonna ignore it. Like I want things to be better. I want dodgeball to grow and I want dodgeball to be better on the island or in the East Coast in general. So thank you to all the people who put the work in and also are not scared to voice their opinion on how it can be better.
Do you want to give your home address so people can like mail you something? Or
Oh yeah. So you can make it a team name again? No thanks. Yeah, that's my shout out remarks. We're gonna go through tournaments and stuff too after.
Yes, yeah. How about you, Angel? Any closing thoughts or oh
yeah,
my
shout
gosh.
outs. Yeah, first and foremost, we always shout out the big man above. Besides that, obviously family. Yeah, Brunson. Obviously my family. And then of course just the community itself. Shout outs to LI Kick for this is my first semi-pro tournament, and I had a great time throughout the entirety of it, no matter what the outcome was. So shout outs to everybody involved, the players, the captains, staff alone. Without everybody being involved, this wouldn't have been possible. So I appreciate obviously the invite as well, and I'm more than grateful for the opportunity. And obviously shout out to everyone involved in the community. This community is not big. It's a little small, obviously on the East Coast side. I don't know much about the West Coast, but definitely on the East Coast side, it's more like a little family. It's starting to become a little family now. So I'm obviously more than grateful to have met every single one of y'all here. So, and besides that, yeah, just I'm looking forward for the next tournaments and all the other future events. So, yeah.
I guess I should shout out Brett, right? Like he did a pretty good job for this year.
And Megan.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, definitely shout out Brett. Last year I had to run every tournament as well as be a player, so I didn't really get to be a captain. And I was stressed and stuff. Brett did a pretty good job. Just kind of taking it over pretty seamlessly. And I kind of just threw him into the wolves. Like I didn't really tell him much other than, hey, you gotta run April and May. Because I'm not gonna be here. And Sal helped him a little bit, but Brett, I was like, I'll have the schedule done for you, but everything else is you. And I think Brett did a really good job stepping up and being like a commissioner who didn't really get a chance to play a lot, even though he was in the pool, which I think helped make it just better in general because there was no bias or anything. He was just there as someone who wanted to run on time, wanted to run well, and kind of just cared about people's inputs and was able to make adjustments live. So shout out Brett, I guess.
Yeah, he had a good D League, couple D League runs that I've seen. He caught one on me
We don't need to give him
Saturday.
credit.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to him. He caught it. So
if he listens to it, I'll get a text and he'll tell me to go fuck myself, and that's fine. I think I deserve it, but
we're just gonna pin it.
Yeah, shout out Brett. My man had no speaker at the last tournament. He was like, "Yo, we didn't know what we're doing for team wise, so we couldn't do a schedule until like 20 minutes for the tournament." But yeah, shout out Brett. Shout out Megan for helping out that one tournament.
Meg ran that one tournament.
Yep.
All right, Giancarlo, do we have any upcoming tournaments that people should know about?
Yeah. I guess in the near future, the closest one we'll have is Secret Santa Dodgeball. That is December 8th, 7th. I should know this off the top of my head. December 7th or 6th. That's really bad. I don't know.
Hold on. I got it. I
Hold
got
on.
it.
Yeah, I should just pull it up. But
I'm part-time employee for LA
I'll keep
Kick.
talking about it. Basically, how that tournament works is you get to the venue and you get a present. Inside the present will be a Santa hat of a random color. The teams are all randomized like that. We do label them guy and girl so we can try to balance the teams out as much as possible. Because it is mixed. Um, that's based on signups for in general. It is December 6th. It is at night this year. Last year, I think we did it like 12 to 3. This year it's a little bit later. It's 6 to 9. Um, I could be wrong, but I know it's
No,
six.
it
Definitely,
was late last year.
it was late last year. Okay, so it's 6 to 9 again. Um, Same venue, same facility. They'll have the bar open for us. It will be one of the only differences. They sell twisted teas there.
On the
Um,
house.
but yeah, it's random draw. It's normally capped. Last year we capped it at 6 teams and ended up going to 8 teams. And teams are capped 7 per team. So you're guaranteed decent amount of playing time.
And registration still open?
Registration will be open until technically December 1st, and then after that, prices increase after December 1st. Prices go up November 23rd, and then they go up after November 23rd, and then after December 1st, they'll go up again. But realistically, they'll probably just stay at $45 after December 1st. It's $35 right now for a 3-hour tournament. You're guaranteed 4 round robin games and playoffs. And it all just depends on how many people sign up and how many teams you get for if you get more or not. Uh, Angel, you were at it last year, I believe, right?
No, I was not.
Oh, you were
No,
supposed
I
to be.
will
That was
sign
the
up.
snowstorm, right?
No, that was. I thought the
Or that was Midnight
snowstorm
Madness.
was midnight. I actually wasn't in the midnight madness. I
I
will
just,
definitely sign
yeah,
up for this.
I just
Yellow
remember
Lake.
when
I think it was like Yellow Lake Logs, something like
the
that. That was their team name last
yellow
year.
Yule logs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You won it last year, Ryan.
Yeah. Mike Scarpati, Ben
Yeah,
Muirtour,
it's a really good
Marion.
time. It's a great opportunity to play with a lot of people. It's cool because it's not super competitive. It's a good mix, and you get a lot of people who don't normally play dodgeball within LI Kick. They'll play other sports, but it's in the off season of our kickball or whatever, so they'll come try out dodgeball. It's a very laid back atmosphere. It's also part of our bigger Secret Santa weekend in general. So we're doing volleyball that Friday and kickball that Sunday. So
Good time. Highly suggest. And last thing, I'm gonna start this. I've been posting people's social media and the link below, but where can people find you guys on social media?
go ahead, Angel.
So my Instagram is it's Marrero, like literally, it's Marrero, like you spell out the word just like that. I normally just post everything on Instagram, and then I guess my socials just flutter out from there. I do stream my Halo League gameplays usually on Wednesdays and Thursdays in the winter. So you guys want to check that out and see me pop off there, then by all means feel free to come in on twitch.tv/Marrero. Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah.
Giancarlo?
If you're trying to reach out to me, get into contact with me, I'd probably say Facebook is just my name, Giancarlo Console. Instagram is geo__1127. And then we have like our Long Island dodgeball pages as well. That's not ran by just me, but there's a couple other people. So if you have any dodgeball related comments or questions, or you want to highlight post it somewhere, if you reach out to us or just tag us in something, chances are we're reposting it.
You
But
want to
yeah,
shout out to OnlyFans?
no, that's private.
I can cut it. I can cut it.
Yeah, yeah, it's just sure. It's Ryan McComb 11.
Oh, oh shit.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, it sounds
damn.
legit.
It's a lot of turf toe in it, in case you're wondering,
Yeah.
and a lot of dworking.
What? A lot of what?
Dworking? You don't know
Working?
what dwork is?
No,
Oh man.
Oh
bro. I'm
man.
30.
All right, Secret Santa dodgeball. Make sure Jordan's there to lead a team dwork.
Oh
And learn how to dwork.
man.
Jordan
I'm
does
gonna.
a great job.
All right, I'm gonna look it up right after this.
Uh, yeah, I'll just send you a video. Don't worry.
Okay.
I think I post it all it's like once a week on my
You can't be on
Instagram.
camera, but you'd like it because the amount of times that's part of a dork. So
Oh,
That's
okay.
true. That's true.
Sounds good. No real shout outs for me other than shout out Knicks, 2-1 record, baby. Shout out Jalen Brunson, shout out Twisted T, shout out the Eagles. I was gonna shout out an MLB team. Who do you guys want to win the World Series?
Blue Jays.
I do want the Blue Jays to win as well.
If the Dodgers win, we're gonna have a lockout in 2
I think the
years.
Dodgers will win, but I do want the Blue Jays to win.
I'm indifferent right now because as a Yankees fan, these motherfuckers and the Yankees front office will be like, "Oh, we lost to the team that won the World Series. Let's not do anything different." So like, I want to root for the Dodgers, but at the same time, fuck the Dodgers. I want to root for the Blue Jays.
I don't
So
want to lock out. And the Dodgers are just going to keep signing players and deferring money. Maybe I do want them to win because maybe they won't sign more players. If they lose, they might have to like, oh, we need another player. But as a Met fan, I really don't want to see the Dodgers win.
I think as a fan of baseball, you have to like root for the Dodgers for them to win. For everyone to be like, "All right, fuck the Dodgers. Now we're doing salary cap."
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely, well, I don't even know if salary cap's the answer, but I do think we're going towards the lockout no matter what in 2 years. So I just want it to be quick, the lockout. So if it means Blue Jays winning means we don't have to deal with a long lockout.
Shout out Bryce Harper, maybe future Yankee. First base is wide open, baby.
Yeah, you wish.
True. We do, honestly. We do
Just
wish.
wait till your Kyle Schwarber goes to the Red Sox and you got to face him all the time.
He was on the Red Sox like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, wasn't he?
Not at the level he's been playing at now.
Nah, he's old.
He's putting up like 40 home runs a season the last 3 or 4 seasons.
He's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. Like the Phillies are my second favorite team, so like I think he's a really good player. But like he's not a contact hitter. He doesn't play the field. He's on the heavier side. Like he's gonna age poorly.
He's gonna hit 60 at Fenway down the right field line.
Who was that? Oh yeah, for sure. That's like right stadium at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, imagine he's gonna play. Look, think about how many games he's gonna play between Fenway and Yankee Stadium. How many home runs he's gonna hit as a lefty?
100.
Maybe
100 is wild.
Yo, what was the big dude on the Mets like 2-3 years ago? Vargo or something like that?
Oh, Daniel Vogelbach.
Vogelbach. Call him Hamburger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, that's it, boys. Thank you for hopping on.
I appreciate it, man. Howdy.
Peace.
Peace.